Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tropico. Today, we'll be starting a new adventure in the island of Tropico using the DLC of Llama of Wall Street. I know this DLC is a little bit older, but it's always do a fun playthrough. Before we get started, though, I believe Timo has a couple of items for us here, and we'll do that before we'll get those set up before we get started. So let's take a quick look at our map. Of course, we have our palace, a dock, two Teamsters offices, a construction office, a church, a botanical garden, and one cornfield. We're going to put our Pirates Cove here, our coal mine and power plant over here, libraries here, logging camp and toy factories over here, and we will start out with some plantations over here. So let's get the game started by building our Pirates Cove and connecting that with the road to the main city. Now let's build a road and get our libraries built. Now we're ready to put in our logging camps and build out our plantations. Time to build out our coal mine and our power plant to get electricity to the rest of the island. It will also give us the ability to build a shipyard, which will be a big source of income for us coming up. Since we were busy doing all that building, 3 more demands did come in. We need to build a clinic, create a trade route with the Allies, and start producing coal. We'll get busy doing all that as soon as we get this coal mine and power plant built. Let's take a look at the resources on the island. As you can see, there are plenty of resources here. I want to focus in this area here because it has the resource we need to build a weapons plant, which will be coming up very shortly as a demand. And right on cue, the militarists want us to build a weapons plant and start producing weapons. That's not something that we will get to this episode, but it's something we will deal with in the next episode. So our logging camps and our sawmills have been completed. Also at the top of the page, you can see that the Pirates Cove has been completed, although I think there's an issue with it. It looks like that there's a road missing. Let me get over there and go check that out real quick and see if I can correct that problem. Yep, sure enough, missing a road. So let's go and put that in right there. And good, all good. Now we just need to get some raid points and we can put those fellows to work going out on our rescue mini. Also that our libraries are done, we can now research. So looks like we have some knowledge already built up. And the first thing we're going to research is the penal colony, because with all these buildings and industries that we've been building, we're going to be short of people really, really fast. As this page shows us, there's 52 people that are currently unemployed with no vacant jobs. However, that will disappear very quickly. We also have 55 homeless people, but 29 vacant housing. So we'll have to address the housing issue at some point. So just checking on the status of our other building projects, our coal mine and our power plant are still under construction, as well as our plantations. Our plantations are still under construction. However, we do have one issue that we need to address. There is a fire raging in Tropico, and we have no fire station. So let's go ahead and build us a fire station. We're going to look around real quick to see what we have. Buy the blueprint. Going to cost a little money. Now let's put it right over here. I want to put it in the center of town so that everybody can have access, has the greatest portion of the dock covered just in case there's a fire over the dock. So we'll spin this around and we'll probably place it right here. Boom. I noticed that the Pirates Code now has enough raid points. So let's send these guys out on a raid to get many and start addressing the issue that we're going to have with needing additional workers. And while we have over $400,000, I do want to build something that's going to help us out a little later in the game, and that's a gold mine. Since we already have the coal mine and the power plant over here, this would be a good place for us to build out the gold mine. So I'm going to put it right here, and then we're going to start that build. As we mentioned before, we have 55 families that are homeless, only 29 vacant units. So we need to address the housing issue. And I think that's we're going to do that by putting some bunk houses right in this area here. Now that some of the plantations are starting to be completed, we need to put some housing out here close to them. Tropicans like to live close to where they work. So this will cut down their travel time. It goes to job quality and also helps keep the residents happy. And another thing we need to provide is something for fun. Right now, all we really have is a tavern. So let's plop a couple of these down and give the folks a place to go after work so they can unwind and they can stay happy. And while we're out here at the plantations, let's go ahead and put down a couple of Teamster offices to make sure that we have enough trucks to take our plantation goods to the dock in the most efficient manner. Make sure that we have these Teamster offices out here ensures that these products will have top priority in getting to the dock to have their products sold, which will help us raise money. So we have some trade routes that are available. So let's go to the available routes and see if we can find a deal that can help make us money. Yeah, let's take allies with meat at +5. How about pineapples with axis at +7? Do one more with the allies. Let's do sugar at +7. And speaking of sugar, I think we need to do a rum distillery. So let's get that and let's put it out here by the sugar plantation right here. So let's check our unemployment numbers. We still have 52 that are unemployed and 0 vacant jobs, but we still have a lot of building going on, so I expect that to change. One thing that I totally neglected to do was to build 2 fishermen's wharf, and you guys are probably out there hollering at me, Ken, you don't have any fish, and fish are important to Tropicans. Well, they are, fish and shrimp. So let's do that now. We'll get those 2 built and started building. Okay, so 2's not enough. Let's do 2 more. We'll put them on the other side of the dock. So good news, we completed our first task. We completed the import trade requirement with the allies. which gives us 10 immigrants from them, but also helps us increase our reputation with them. Now we're actually going to put in the toy factories now that Tumulto asked us to put in earlier that we never got around to. So we're going to put those in, get those built so we can start producing toys and we can clear that demand. We also want to keep working on increasing the fun of Tropico. So we're going to go ahead and put in a circus for the Tropicans to enjoy in their time off. Another thing that I forgot to do earlier was actually issue the edict for the penal colony. So let's do that now so that we can get more workers starting in here, coming into Tropico. Another thing that we need to build is commando garrison. This will give us the ability to send the commandos out and procure a high value target, such as the Statue of Liberty or the Cristo Rey. Those things can be very valuable to us. And so we're going to get that started now. We have a new demand from the Axis wanting us to fill an import trade route. So we'll do that. We have plenty of trade routes open right now. So now that the coal mine and the power plant have been completed, we have electricity throughout the entire island. So now is a good time to build the shipyard. So let's get a quick check on our employment housing numbers. We can see that we now have 11 vacant jobs and only 1 unemployed. So our numbers have flipped there. We also have 59 homeless and 0 vacancies. So we need to work on putting some housing together for the locals. We also need to build 2 embassies for the Axis and the Allied powers. This will help increase our reputation with them, which will lead to better deals and trade routes, which can be very profitable for us as we try to raise money. And last, it's time for an election. So I will give a speech. So what am I going to talk about? Well, I think I'll talk about fun happiness. I think I will praise the capitalists. I don't think I'll blame anybody. And I won't promise anything. So let's go give this speech. So you can see that my popularity is at 37%. So let me give this speech and see if we can make that go up or go down. But I'm going to guess that Pomito, he's going to have to be counting some votes for me today because that's the only way that we are going to get through this session. I'd hate to lose this game before the first election. That'd be horrible. So after the speech, my popularity jumped up to 41, but now it's tanking. Now it's down to like 27%. Oh, I'm not sure what I can do. Let me see if there's a edict or something that I can issue, like maybe siestas or mandatory siestas or something like that. I also tried to increase the max pay at the plantation, so the increased job happiness. So let's try that. So here's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to mandatory siestas. See if that'll help us out. All right, now we're going to go over to the plantations. We're going to increase the budget to 100%. Let's see if we can get that. I never set these things to multicultural. I should have done that a while ago, but they are now. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we'll set the budgets to 100%. Yep, I know. Not enough support. I'm going to need some help. There's no doubt about that. I got to figure out why my efficiency is lacking so much here. They should have gotten bonuses for being around each other when I put them on multicultural and then put them at 100% of budget. Okay, so where are we at? We're down to 19%. That's not good. But the plus side of that is that the opposition is only at 17%, so most people are undecided. And yes, Pomoto, you can count the votes. I'm definitely going to need you to count the votes. So let's see how this ends, and we'll see how we're going to end up this session. So it looks like I skated by. I got another term, another 10-year term. So there'll be an episode 2. We're not going to change much in the Constitution. So we're just going to keep working on fulfilling our demands. We really didn't get far along with that. I'm surprised we didn't get more done in that case. But nonetheless, this is where we'll pick up next time. So I want to thank everybody for joining. And remember, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, subscribe. If you want to get notified whenever I put new videos out, press the notification bell, and also like it if you so that the algorithm will pick this up and more people will see my videos, and that will help me out tremendously. So this is Ken with Ken Tays Plays, and I will see you next time.